right, so the interstitial ads are working as we want them to. And what I need to do now is look at where we have my callback to my on ad event. We are needing to set my player state here when it's a success. Okay. One of the things I need to do is this. We want this to happen on either if it's opened or closed. So we'll get rid of this case statement. Okay. And then I also need to, on my dispose, I need to have my, if my Google manager script is not equal to null, then I need to unsubscribe my event. This stops the timer. This should start the timer. Like that. And I think now we can try to get on the emulator. Thanks, Bubby Bite. Welcome back to you as well. But that should set up my interstitial ads now, and it should be working as designed. Let's do this first. Okay. And we'll jump back into the app. And this time I'll run this on the Android. I think I was running out of memory before. We'll put this on the emulator and build and run. And this should fix up my ticket here for the interstitial ads. So we'll just demonstrate that, and then we'll move on to the next ticket. We can look at one while we wait, which is that in here, when we are starting a new game and we are getting my preferences in, don't you have something called Audio Manager? You're getting and setting your floats here. So in your UI, we must have something in here for a where are you setting the dialogue? Set dialogue on. It's under panel script, right? Here you go. We have this thing called dialogue flow speed. This is dialogue visible, which gets set So where are you setting that? if your shop and your build panel and your game over and your state, then you're going to set dialog. But that's not saying when you're going to be disabling your panel script. So let's look at all the references for this one. No, it's not there. Check and set dialog visible. And you're doing this on your options panel, is dialog enabled, which is you're getting your player preferences of something called dialog in here. So you have dialog speed. What about is dial? You're setting it there. What's this? Okay, so for that one, we need to have a... Are you even using dialog speed anywhere? Yeah, you are. Set int and you're setting dialog here. And we want it to have a default value of 1. Like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete my temporary file. And I want to look at my C users, me, app data, local low, PHS. There is no turning back. Get rid of my player data and my high scores data. We can simplify these things. Okay. And if I was to run the app again, this thing seems mighty broken again. All right, well that doesn't work very great. So let's go ahead and kill it. We'll just have to do it on my phone for the final tester. And we should be good to go. So we're going to look at this here. This is the thing that I needed to do to fix it. Okay, so let me move that over there. And then we need to test this one more time on my device. So we'll do a build and run and put it on my Android device here. We'll just take a moment to build it. We're going to revert my UI script changes that I made here when we commit this. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We just moved that stuff. That one's fine. That one's fine. This one we want to discard that. We moved base map. Those are new. And then I'm looking for my options panel. We're going to discard this hunk and this hunk. Okay, let's go to build settings. It needs to be at that device and we'll build and run it. So now we're ready to fix that bug. Okay, just another second here. We can use this time to look at our board. And I need to add in a bug here, which is that my dialog starts disabled without previous data. And then we want to add that to my fixed version. And can I add it directly to the sprint? Okay, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and create this one. And then I want to create another one for my dialog for ferry and home should always be enabled, even if dialog is off. And then I want to say one more here, which is a dialog images are stretched on top and bottom panels. We'll add that to the fixed version and assign it to me. and create it and add it to the sprint. If I look at the backlog, I'm going to bring in that one I just did. And we're going to look at my active sprint now. And we're going to do this one here, 438. Now this should be completed just about by now. We want to have another one in here, which is that ads need to rotate around the screen, banner ads, appropriately for where the player is located. And we'll add that into this sprint. Okay, I'm going to check my phone now. See it work. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to go to the next world. I don't know if I can have banner ads during the game like this. We need to get to the next map. Okay, it loaded the ad. Okay, I'm resuming again. We need to go to the next map again. Almost through it. No, I died. Didn't make it. So let's try it one more time. And we need to go backwards through the maps as well. Okay, we want to see if we want to say evaluate, if we want visible game controller, and we want to say the Unity prefab one. And we need to add that here. And Yeah, I don't think the banners are gonna work, unfortunately. Kind of get to the next couple of maps here. We want to say only submit characters on completed game. Okay, so there's the ad. It's working good. It does affect it. Now, what happens if I go backwards through it? Good, it doesn't re-show it. Okay, so I think we're good on the interstitial ads now. We want to add one more at the end of the game. So at the end of the game in Game Manager, here, you're setting your UI panel. And you want to do this after. So it's on your game over panel. And so now when you do your close panel, you're going to do a fire panel event. Which is a on panels button, yes, no. You have a on player death event. I know there was a panels event. On button quit confirmed. On button return to title. On button give up. Is it a on notification panel? So this is where you're confirming it and you're doing a scene fade out. Or you're quitting here. And where do you have your submit? Somewhere you have a submit in here. That's going to open your dev panel. Here's your is continue. This fires a panel event, which is in on panels closed event. Here it is. So here, if it is a continue, otherwise you post it. So we're going to add now a new, if it is a continue, then we want to check to see if we continue or if we are showing an ad. So you want to say if your global manager.player data has purchased the game. So if they haven't, then you want to do a Google, we're in the UI script here, so this needs to have a reference to my protected Google Manager script. Called Google Manager script, which we set here. Because your event, this doesn't fire another event. And then we want to do a load interstitial ad. Otherwise, we're going to do this. Because that means that here, you can have your ad event. And then you can get rid of it in your dispose. Like that. So when this is getting fired now, I want to have a public enum called trigger type. which we're going to have as a map change and then a continue or a game over. This is going to be submit game. This one's going to be quit. And we'll add in here a trigger type called trigger type. So back over in the Google Manager script, when we fire these, my trigger type here is well, I don't know. So we want to have in here a trigger type called trigger type. And then we want to have a protected trigger type called trigger type. I'm going to say my trigger type here. We want to say that my trigger type here is equal to trigger type. Okay. So now in my main game manager, on my add event here, I want to switch here on my args.triggerType, and this is on a map change. So we're going to move this up into the UI script now. Okay. And if it's a map change, we don't do anything. And this one's going to be a continue. Okay, otherwise, you want to post your final game and then show your leaderboard. So I'm going to move all of this to be up here under continue or quit. And this is also going to be on quit. We'll look at the quit in a minute. This one is also submit game. Okay, we need to have my game over event args, which is this. Okay, I'll see you later, Bubby Bite. I'll send you a message when it's out there, hopefully on Tuesday. Okay. And then that one doesn't even fade out. This one fires a navigation event. So that's just going to load that interstitial add. And then we want to do like that. And I want to say my game over event args is equal to null. So we'll say if my game over event args does not equal to null, then you'll swap it out here. Okay. And then it'll post the game after that's done. And then when you're quitting, here, this is a quick confirm. That's a give up confirm. A return to title with a scene fade. So when you die, you get your game over screen. Otherwise, you get this stuff here. Okay. And otherwise, you're going to run that here. So you have one here for submit game, which we've not used yet, and a quit. Okay, we're going to move this one to quit. And I'm going to do this as a Google manager script dot load interstitial add. And I want to pass in my trigger type of quit. And then this one here, we'll do this again here, and this will be a give up or a submit game. We're going to add one here called give up. Okay. And here I want to say if my global manager.playerData.has purchased the game is false, then we want to do this. Otherwise, we want to do this thing, which I just moved up here. Okay. But if you give up, that's going to not do the map one, but it will do the game over one, right? Because see, it's a navigation event. So in your Google Manager, in my game manager, here, it's going to do my game over death routine, which will start the other one. So we can get rid of this stuff. Okay. Because that's not even going to submit it. Return to title is going to do a fade event. So if I look at this one, it was this return to title. So here I want to say if my global manager.player data has purchased the game. If you haven't, then we want to do this. Otherwise, we want to do this one, which is that. This is going to do a fade out to return to title confirmed. And you want to say if my global manager.player data has purchased the game, then we want to do a Google manager and we want to do a load interstitial add. Otherwise, we just want to navigate out. And I want this one to be a return to title. So up here, this will be a case return to title. And then we'll do the same thing here. And I want to say that this is tutorial complete. Which means that this is my tutorial complete, and it'll be this. And this one is the return to title one. And map change is handled in Game Manager, which is here. Okay. I wonder if we have a on-map event in here. Yeah. And that's just doing that stuff. That's not doing this one. This is a continue. Yeah, that looks fine. In-app purchases. There's a question from Return TM. What is Google Play Ads IAPs? In-app purchases. Okay. And here we want to have another setting called public float chance for ad equals 0.6f. And your math random.range. Oh my gosh, why don't I remember this now? Unity gives me one of these, a Unity random function. Yeah, random.range. Of 0f to 1f is less than or equal to my chance for ad. And I said it was what? 65% chance to get an ad. So this one we're going to say this is handled in Game Manager. And then I'm also going to say that the other cases are handled in UI script. And that should do it for these ads. This is the continue, tutorial complete, return to title, quit, and continue. This is map change. Okay, we're ready to test it now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give it a build and run on my note. Give it a minute to build. On my board, I'm going to change this task to say in between levels on death/continue on between levels, death continue. We want it to be the give up. What were the other ones? Map change, continue. It was map change, continue, quit, tutorial complete, and return to title. Okay. I want to say that this one, or disable banners during gameplay. I'll move this one up higher, like that. Just about done here with the build. We want to add in here, add ability to change username. Okay. A couple of things I know I can do is this add web API TCP data validation. That's done. Implement title replays is done. Let's do this dialog images as well next. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the game. Okay, so there was a bug right there, which is that the game is defaulting that sound is off without previous player data. And we want to add that to my fixed version. And it looks good, and we'll add it to the sprint. Okay. Run that again. Okay. There it is. Try it again. One thing I think I just saw was that the character didn't change color when I selected them. It's only one of them that's doing it. So that's weird. So we'll add this as a new bug, which is that in title and character selection screen, only the first chosen character is changing colors. I have done a trailer for the game. It's actually already up on Steam, called There Is No Turning Back. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and get going to the next map. We'll need some deaths here. And get to the next map. I feel like torches aren't placed right, but they're close. And go to level 2. It has a 65% chance of showing me an ad. I didn't get one at that time. Which was here in Game Manager on map change. And you're trying to get to the next map. I died. We do is submit. It shows me an ad. Oh, and it quit. Okay, so that wasn't called continue. So all the places where this is being used. Okay. That should have shown an ad for all of these. And when you did your game over, you set it here. And then on your panels, quick confirm. So in my panels, notification panel, how long did it take you to publish the game? It took me much too long for this game. This one took over a year. Confirm, state, quit confirmed, give up confirmed. So that doesn't seem right. When you submit your game here from UI, and you get your continue, okay, I mean that looks fine. That all looks fine. If you have purchased the game, then this is going to be the continue because it's your game over panel, because you're closing it out. And then you're setting your game over event args here. Like that. I definitely do not see where it's because the only place where you did that was here on your quick confirmed. So we can test this. Yeah, I mean, that looks fine. So let's try it again. I'm going to attach it and play. Come on. Don't do that to me. Come on. Where did my... All right, that's great. So here, I'm going to do a debug.log for my quick confirmed. We'll try it again. We can put this one up here, and then also get rid of that one there. Okay. We can play it. So now, if I did I need a death. Okay. So I did a continue. It said load add. And that would be my submit game, but what event is that firing? So this only occurs if it's what, a continue? So I mean, that looks right. So this would happen in quick confirmed. But that one would be at submit game, which is this one. Continue or submit. Okay, I think that that's okay. So we'll try this one more time on my phone. Right? That looks right. You have one after you do your fade out. Here. Okay. Yeah, that should be working fine. So let me check something now. While we wait. Yeah, it's only one of these prefabs is working with it. Okay, we'll do a give up. Okay, and I go there to the submit game, and when I close the panel after submit game, it just quit. Here it is. And this is the reason, is because this needs to be why do you have a map player event args add on that? You should have on this the trigger type. Which is here. Okay, that one you need to pass that as a type. I still don't see it. On that player event. And then when you die, messenger starvation. So we go here. I don't see the one that's doing it. It should be working just fine. So it's not that one. Game over event args, and then you're setting it to continue or submit. Which is here. That's the only place it is. I don't know. All right, I'm going to call it for the day. Thanks for staying with me today, guys. I'll be back in the morning, 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the chat. We've got an active and supportive community, and I will see you a little bit later. Have a good one, guys. Bye.